Well, hello everyone. Nice to be with you again. Today we are talking a little bit about rain. So, guys, you like rain?
Yeah.
When do you want it to rain?
When there's dirt on the ground.
Dirt? You like why? You like the mud?
Yeah, so I can get my Aunt Phoebe's clothes in it.
Right. So, is there any ever time that you don't want it to rain?
Yes.
When's that?
When it just snowed and then it's gonna melt.
Okay, snow's no good in rain. Do you know that it rained on my wedding day with Mummy?
Oh
We had to
yeah.
get pictures in the rain. That was inconvenient, I'll tell you that. Sometimes rain keeps us from doing things that we want to do. But you know, is rain important? Let's look at our memory verse today, okay? Or our verse today, it's a long verse. Ask the Lord for rain in the springtime. It is the Lord who sends thunderstorms. He gives showers and rain to all people and plants of the field to everyone. So basically this Bible verse says, who gives the rain?
God.
God. And thunderstorms, he gives it to the people and to the plants and to everyone, right? So should we really complain if it rains?
No.
Should we really complain if it doesn't rain?
No.
Especially right now in the winter when it's snowing. That makes it hard. We're going to look at a little bit of a Bible story here because I want you to know that the Lord is always paying attention to us. Okay, He's always providing for us. He's always there for us. And our story about that is a little bit today. Okay, so we're gonna first look at Jeremiah 10. Okay, verses 12 and 13. It says, "But God made the earth by His power, and He preserves it by His wisdom. He has stretched out the heavens by His understanding. When He speaks, there are thunderstorms in the heaven. He causes the clouds to rise over the earth. He sends the lightning with the rain." So, who does all that stuff?
God.
God does, right? And He cares. He cares about us. He cares about the rain and all those things. Yes, dear?
Can we do that in Spain?
We'll do the experiment in a minute. Now, so God is always paying attention to us. And in the Bible, there are lots of kings who were ruling over Israel, and some of them were good, and some of them were bad.
So.
What's that? They make fun of me because I say so all the time. I'm trying not to. So this king, Ahab, was a bad king, and he did bad stuff. It was not very nice to God's people, to the prophets, and all that. And so God sent him a message. Stop laughing. This is not going to help. And this is what happened. So what is a prophet? What's a prophet, guys?
It's someone that obeys God.
Someone who obeys God and delivers God's message. In the Old Testament, prophets delivers God's message. In the New Testament, God came in Jesus' form, and then we have the Holy Spirit, and that's how we get God's message now. So in the Old Testament, you wanted to hear from God. It was spoke through a prophet. So Elijah is here. Now Elijah gets a message from God. This is what it says. Now this is in 1 Kings 17. Now Elijah, who was from Tisbe in Gilead, told King Ahab, "As surely as the Lord of God of Israel lives, the God whom I worship and serve, there will be no dew or rain for the next few years unless I give the word."
3
So,
years?
Few, yeah. Okay. Then the Lord said to Elijah, "Go to the east and hide in the brook at the place of the east where it enters the Jordan River. Drink from the brook and eat what the ravens bring you, for I have commanded them to bring you food." So Elijah did as the Lord told him, camped by the Kerith brook. The ravens brought him food, bread and meat, each morning and evening, and he drank from the brook. But after a while the brook dried up, for there was no rain anywhere in the land. So no rain, that's a drought, right? That would be hard, right? Because in Israel, it's very, 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 very hot, like hotter than here, especially right now.
Yeah.
So no rain, super hot, right? Super hot. And so no rain means super hot. And do our plants need rain?
Yes.
And so plants don't grow if there's no rain. And do we eat if there's no plants?
No.
No, because even the animals eat plants, we eat plants, food grows from plants. So no food, no rain, all
We
a
die.
mess.
We
Yeah,
die
yeah.
frozen anyway.
So we need it, right? So this King Ahab got like super mad, but looking for Elijah all over the place. And there's an amazing story about this time where they're hanging out, okay? So Ahab says, my God is better than your God. And Elijah's like, no, my God is better than your God. So let's have a contest. They have this contest. And they set up this altar. They each set up an altar, okay? And Elijah says, why don't you and all your prophets, there was 400 of them there. 400 of Baal and 400 of Asherah. So then 800 prophets. And they're singing and dancing and trying to call down their God.
Oh,
I know, it's cool. And then Elijah taunts them.
For like
He taunts
3
them.
hours.
Yeah. He's
3
like,
hours.
why don't you guys shout louder? Maybe your God is sleeping. So they start louder and they start louder. And then Elijah's like,
Maybe your God's in the bathroom.
hey, your God's in the bathroom. I know. I've told these guys the story because I love it so much. And so they're all day yelling at their fake God. And what happens? Does anything happen?
Nope.
No, fake God, nothing happens. So then Elijah, he's like, let's do a real good job. So he gets all these buckets of water and he pours it on his altar. Pours it and pours it and pours it, so much so that it soaks everything, and then he prays. And he asks God to answer him. And this is what happens. So this is 1 Kings 18. It says, O Lord, answer me, so these people will know you, that you are Lord and our God, and you have brought them back to yourself. Immediately, the fire of the Lord whoosh down from heaven and burned up the young bull, the wood, the stones, dust, even licked up all the water in the ditch. And the people saw it, they fell to their faces and cried out, the Lord is God. The Lord is God. Then Elijah commanded, so isn't that amazing? So this is what happened. So they prayed. What? Well, here's the thing. Basically, Ahab was a bad king.
Yes, he was.
And so God taught him a lesson. Elijah says to Ahab, go enjoy a good meal, for I hear a mighty rainstorm is coming. So then he tells Elijah to go run, because he says, go run, or the rain will stop you. And sure enough, the sky was soon black as clouds. Heavy wind brought a terrific rainstorm. Ahab left quickly for Jezreel. Now the Lord gave special strength to Elijah. He tucked his coat in his belt and ran ahead of Ahab's chariot all the way to the entrance of Jezreel. So it hadn't rained for 3 years because that's what God needed to do, to teach these guys a lesson. Show them an amazing thing, and then they prayed. God showed up, and then he showed up again with rain. Rain is an amazing thing that we all need.
Yep.
And it's a great story. You should read the whole thing. It's super fun because I love it when God shows up and shows off because he does that so well.
Yeah.
So we're going to try a little experiment here to see if we can make it rain. So what I've got here, back up a little more, guys. What I've got here is we've got some very icy water, and we've got some very hot water. Okay. Do you know how the water system works?
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
So the sun. How come you're not in here?
Right.
We're going to do our little experiment now. The way our water cycle works is the sun. It heats up basically the
water.
ground and the water, and it evaporates.
Up to the air,
Yes.
and then it gets into the clouds.
Which
then,
is colder, right?
Yeah. Then when it gets
Warm again.
Warm again.
Um,
It rains back down. So we've got hot water here.
Boiling to
Be careful of doing this if you do this at home. We've got hot water that's spilled all over the place. Then we've got our cold tray. So let's see what happens inside if we can make it rain. Is it going to rain, you think? Do you see any water condensing on the inside?
Nope.
Not yet. This might take a little bit of time. It's fogging up.
That's a good sign. Yeah, I saw a drop.
Saw a drop.
I want to see.
So what we've got forming here, it's a little hard to see, but we're starting to make rain. So the hot water is forming droplets on the cold at the top, and it's just going to start to rain in just a minute. This is one of those experiments that takes a little bit of time.
I see a big drop.
So our drops are getting much bigger on the bottom of the plate. So when they get big enough, it'll start to rain.
How is it doing that though?
Well, it's the hot water is condensing on the cold bottom of the cold plate, just like it does in this atmosphere. And then when it gets too much for the drop to stay on there, it'll go bloop and land in the water and start the cycle all over again. That's what we want. We got one about to drop. See, we're gonna make it rain. I'm gonna put my arm on here. So.
Oh, Daddy's gonna drop if you move it. Oh, it's like hanging.
Yeah.
That drop one's gotten really big.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of them getting big.
Oh man.
Here it goes. Bloop! We
Bloop.
made it rain.
It's starting to
There's
rain.
more underneath. They're all over. So it's a slower process, guys.
But it does work.
It does, and we got to make it rain inside of jars. Isn't that cool? Have you guys ever thought about making it rain before?
No.
If you try this at home, get a parent.
See, look at all the raindrops up there now.
It's
They're
all
all
gonna
just
fall.
like,
I want to
let me fall. I'm getting heavy.
Ah, show
I'm
it, show
tired.
it. I don't care.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I do love it how amazing God is.
Yeah.
How He provides all sorts of different things and all of our needs. I love it, the fact that our earth is just in the right spot, that it makes our tomatoes red, and we can grow and eat and all of those things. And God provides rain. Okay? In the wintertime, at the moment, it's snow and cold. That's super fun though, right?
No.
But we do love the summer as well. And we need rain, because we need it for all of our plants. Anyway, God provides so much cool stuff. Just wanted to share a little bit about making some rain. Hope you have a lovely day. Thanks very much.
There's a drop going.
Ta-ta for now.
There's a drop going.
It's going to keep raining, it looks like, here too. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.